something very strange is happening. And in the future, when the books and the movie scripts are written about this, we all get to say that we lived through it. So many strange and eerie happenings that are happening right now. And when it comes to bodily changes, you might have stumbled across this message and you are saying to yourself, you know, I'm feeling things in my body that I've never felt before. I'm having experiences of the body that I've never felt before. I'm having strange occurrences happen when I'm standing out in nature. I'm having strange occurrences when interacting with other people. And something very strange is happening across the world. And in this talk today, I'm going to teach you all what's happening and what's happening to yourself and how this reality will never be the same again. And it's very tough to go through at a mental level because your ego is being stripped apart. And to go through this period and to not see, like, will it end? Am I going to be changing forever? The ego is stripped, and when you are incapable, when you're incapable of doing the daily habits and routines that you used to do, you're so accustomed to doing these things, and now all of a sudden you can't do it. It hits you in the ego a little bit. The massive change that needs to occur is at a fundamental level where your frequency has shifted. You no longer going through this change, and it's really hitting us very hard. It's going to get very intense. You no longer can stay small so that you can please people that are uncomfortable. Most of society, they're going to get really uncomfortable as you become a new leader for this new world that we're entering. You no longer can stay small. So there is actually a Heinrich metamorphosis that is occurring in the body. And the energy that is a driving force for this is the sun. And having a strange occurrence yesterday brings me to one of the talking points in today's lesson. I'm so grateful for everyone coming on today. We're live. Grateful if you hit the like button. It allows others to get this notification. And hit the like button if you know that something very strange is happening. So this has been, even for myself, one of the toughest stretches during this ascension process. And, you know, my stomach has gone through a lot of changes. There's a lot of fasting involved. And if you have any questions about that, you could see the previous videos that I posted on that. One will be at the end of this podcast. And to be called to eat a different way, that is not how you normally eat. And the number one thing is, a lot of this is being stripped down. The outer layers of protection are being stripped down. We no longer need them. And within those layers of protection, in the cells of the body, is the traumas of the old world that you stored there. The emotions. What are emotions? It's energy and motion. So a lot of this is stored in your solar plexus. A lot of it is affecting your sacral, which is your sexual energy, is your creativity. And the roots, your support, your lower back, you might also be feeling it there. So that whole region is known as your base energy center. And for us to now, we had to operate out of a world where Not the nicest people were ruling the world. Now you're the ruler of the world. It's good to see you. We're like the island of misfit toys, and we're the rulers of the world. We're like masters of the universe, you know? So going through these bodily changes, it's truthfully not easy. And you know, it's really a stripping of the ego. So to not feel comfortable through the changes, through, you know, what might be happening in your solar plexus. That video got a lot of feedback, and maybe you haven't seen it yet, check it out. But your solar plexus, that pain that you felt inside, and many people across the world have been going through this shift. It is uncomfortable, but we have to shed those, and this shedding is in the deepest parts, right? Not the shedding of the skin. That was really last year, right? But that deepness that you held inside. So that's that inner story that's running in the background. That is the subconscious, which is 95% of your life. There's an actual shedding that is not the story of the world that you're living in anymore. So it has to all leave. So a lot of us are feeling these bodily symptoms, strange occurrences, and I've discussed this before. Sometimes, you know, you go out in the sun and you get the sneezes. You know, yesterday, and usually that's like when you look at the sun, and comment down below or raise your hand in the chat. So, you know, I get out of the car and I'm in the sunlight, and then right away I start sneezing. This has been happening lately in this past window of time, and then I hear other people in the parking lot getting out of the car in the sun, and then they start sneezing. So Gracefully Aligned is raising her hand. Anyone else that is experiencing that? So you kind of go out and you're in the sun and you get the sneezes, and so there are things that the sun is doing to our body that we're not gonna, you know, you might not see that on you know, on the TV and CNN and all those other places. So to live through these great changes, and then we go to the solar plexus and your sacral region, these changes that are occurring, it is not easy. So to go through it over the course of time, this is a stripping down of the ego, which is trying to keep us protected, for the authentic self. This strange happening is for people across the world, the shedding that you're going through, the purification process, the authentic self, who you truthfully are underneath. During this process, you might notice that you lost a little bit of weight, right? And this is where the ego, you know, I'm a person that goes to the gym and stuff, but the lightness that you feel in the solar plexus is so important, because that's where we're going to create from. So if your peace begins in the stomach, so if you have purged it out, if you have that peace in the stomach, you are able to actually create and manifest from that place of peace. If you have chaos in the stomach, if you have this density, so this shedding, right, who you are underneath. And we tend to hold on to this water. It's, you know, physically has to deal with the cortisol, right? But we have this protective layer on us when it comes to stress. This is to reveal our true identity. No longer staying small. And this is for the voice, when you're the voice for the voiceless, the voice that is coming out of the mouth now, to be bold. You do not shrink yourself for people that aren't going to make it. Hit the like button so others hear that. You do not shrink yourself for people that aren't going to make it. And stand like a lion, because this is the voice of boldness. This is the lions. And the lion heart is beating like never before. We're actually in the season of the lion and the return of the sun. So that now you have to embody it. You don't shrink yourself. Do you understand me, brothers? Do you understand me, divine feminine? You don't shrink yourself. You're going to speak with boldness now. And there are these psychological changes. Carl Jung speaks about those psychological changes that occur. There's the Heinrich metamorphosis that's happening. There's an eeriness in the world, and you're going to see this behavior comes to interacting with other people. The achievement is achieving the critical mass. The changes where you finally can relax. And so many of us have lived in fight or flight. So your system was in survival mode. And your survival mode system, many people in a post-2020 world were in survival mode. But you're not in survival mode. You're actually the leader of the world. The meek shall inherit the earth. It's a biblical time period. It didn't mean that you're weak. It means that the everyday life people are now the leaders of the world, not the corrupted systems anymore. There are people that operate in this world like NPCs, and I see slaves every single day. And they run away from love, they run away from opportunities, but you, the person that's getting this message, if you're able to focus your attention throughout this talk and it's resonating within your soul, that is the lion that's inside of you. And this light of Christ, this is the sun that is changing us, and we're reaching that critical mass when enough people say enough is enough and I'm going to live in my truth. Not the truth that they want to indoctrinate you on TV. To go through the shift, and you never know when it's going to end, and it drives you a little batty with certain things. Yesterday I did a very powerful, so in recent times I went through the physical, the psychological, and heck, you might see glitches in the outer reality world known as Mandela effects. Do you know about Mandela effects? Watch yesterday's podcast. Listen carefully. It changes people's lives, and people get triggered too, but those are the people that are not going to handle what's going to happen. Because we live in a quantum reality of energy, frequency, and vibration. There's different timelines. And you will see people fall off your timeline. And so this constant frequency to have people pop on your timeline, pop off your timeline, then they magically come back on your timeline. You physically might have placed something in your house and you have no clue where it is. It's funny here. I heard my mom share a story. She knew she placed something there. She looked all over, and then she looked again, and then it was right there. And so a lot of people are going through this. I've experienced things like this before. So when it comes to certain objects or little, things like that, it drives you a little. It's so upsetting. But again, everyone has free will, and there are people that are absolutely falling off the timeline. There are new people that pop into it and pop in and out of your timeline. All of these things are happening. This is literally an everything all at once quantum event. This is a quantum event. Authenticity over approval. Every person, hi, I'm talking to you. Every person is writing it in the comments today. Authenticity over approval. If you don't do this, you will lose yourself. This is what God wants. This is the Heinrich metamorphosis. This is the transformation that is happening. It is your authenticity over the approval of the herd. Over the approval of the herd. Are you listening to sheep or are you listening to yourself? That was one of the main talking points for anyone that listened to yesterday's podcast. These are the tests of your intuition. And your intuition needs to be on fleek. I believe is what the kids are saying today. Chevy Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. I love you, Chevy. Thank you for that. So a lot of the shifts are magnetic. A lot of the shifts are magnetic. It's always a frequency. It's always electromagnetic frequency. So things are magnetic. Magnetically, new people are showing up. Magnetically, you are attracting new opportunities. It's all a frequency. Sometimes we have to let go of the physical. In our lives, you know, we don't want to be lazy all the time. We have to live our lives with balance. But at this point right now, it is imperative to let go. Because regardless of what I have in my mind, there are certain things in the now moment that you can't do. You can't do it during this process, and it is a very powerful process, and it does trigger our ego. You know, I how can I do this? I'm not even able to eat. That's one of the main things. Comment down below if you're experiencing it in the solar plexus. Heavenly sunlight. That's really what's happening. It's the heavenly sunlight that's coming and changing us. I appreciate you. It's a solar flash. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Brother Mike, for your service and following your purpose and staying strong. Your work played a big impact on my coming out of the nightmare. The parasite is officially gone with exclamation points. It's a beautiful thing. Now it's just I am. Love and peace. Thank you so much for the super chat. I love you, Heavenly Sunlight. This comment, you know, I have a bunch of buddies, a bunch of divine masculine that are all awake and doing this work, and you know, we text each other. And the other day, you know, it's really been a very intense time. And my buddy texts me, and he goes, he texts me and he writes, you wake up and the nightmare begins. And it's really been, it's been such a rough couple of years, you know, because this world is just, it's gone crazy. And sometimes when you're sleeping, it's better. So maybe there's people that agree. He texts me, he goes, you wake up and the nightmare begins. So maybe you feel that as well. So let us know in the comments. Marty, thank you so much for the super chat. Namaste, Michael. Infinite love beyond measure, my brother of Christ consciousness. It's time for us to shine. Absolutely, Marty, I love you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, we keep it here. We keep it real on this channel. There are no bypassing on this channel. So, yeah, it's rough because it is and it's very taxing to the nervous system itself, because things that you used to do, it's not working anymore because the frequency has shifted. Oh, this used to input this, output that. I used to do this. This is what used to happen. Now all of a sudden it can't. It's not working right now. It's not happening right now because there's a very powerful energetic shift. And these things can't occur anymore. It can't happen anymore. So in your ego, right? All of our egos, we feel it. We feel it. And judgment and expectations are two things that we have to let go. And a lot of it has to go upon ourselves. It has to go upon ourselves. The expectations that we have held. You know, I share with the people that are walking this walk that you can't date a normie, you can't date an NPC. Many people are riding, relationships are imploding. You can't be in a you can't. The frequencies are it can't happen no more. It can't happen. So during the shift, it is the coming to truth of you. The dissonant frequency, it's going to feel so heavy. And you are trying to become lighter. So on the internal bodily of this time, there are people across the world that are feeling this shift in the stomach, in the solar plexus. And then you're seeing the purges in your everyday life. And the dissonant frequencies, it can't occur, it can't happen anymore. Like this is like some people always discuss the rapture. You know, I've done videos on this before. It's a frequency. One is taken, one will remain. It's gone. Because that was their free will to worship the matrix, to be in that illusionary world. You can't live there no more. And to be strong, because the 80% heard the hive mind. You are not apologizing for your strength. You are not apologizing for living in truth. It is authenticity over approval. Because the bottom line is, when you go out on social media, like we're using social media, it's so important, but we have to understand the psychology of weak-minded people. You are judged by people that are the worst in their private life. The people that are the worst in the private life are the people that get loud on social media in the comment section. Hit the like button if that's the truth. So you are moving forward and you're not caring about this. God has given you the authority to trample serpents. Book it, kid. Tony Tigress 77, thank you so much for the super chat. Inner peace is beautiful. It really is. You have to have your inner peace. But peace and freedom is not free, kid. It's not. And this is where the paradoxes of the matrix occur. It's a paradoxical world that we're in. And all the paradoxes that you're seeing, something very strange is happening. And these internal shifts that are occurring, the strange feelings that you have in the body. But your peace becomes your top priority because your nervous system depends on it. And everything in your life follows the nervous system and the subconscious. And the subconscious. And it truthfully is as magnetics attract, they also repel. And things are going to repel at like you can't do it no more. Allow everything to be where it goes. And just move forward. It's always the relationship that you have with yourself and God. And allow everything to fall where it falls. Yeah, write it down. Write it down. Sometimes we got to write it down. And write it down in the comments if you're watching on the replay on YouTube. Know that the things that are happening, that mean when you let go and you say, I'll have to let go again. And you don't know when it's going to end. That is why that stomach, that solar plexus, and I talked about the liver. A lot of what you're experiencing, you have a lot of anger because of all the wrongdoings that were occurred. It's fine. Dr. Gabor speaks about healthy anger as part of the spiritual immune system, but we have to release that anger now because you can't get sick. And all of the changes that are happening, I got this comment yesterday. If you are exhausted, we're all exhausted. I'm exhausted too. There is so much energy that has to go to healing. That's why, like even myself, I can't eat the way that I normally eat, because energy does go towards digestion. You might have to stay very light at this time, because the restructuring of your solar plexus is the top priority. The restructuring of your nervous system, and then the correlation. There are so many nerve endings in your solar plexus. It has to happen. Castle 1111, Tommy Boy said, Luke, I am your father yesterday. I appreciate you, Castle 1111. Check out my video on the Mandela effect. 2 known Mandela effects this year. Let me know on that video if you know them. And again, you know, so this is all a test of your internal authority. Not listening to gaslighting people. You know, you have to know. It's your internal GPS navigational system. You better tune in now. You have to be the leader. And then you could take this and then you could apply it into the world. That's why we see a lot of dysfunction. There are relationships that are dysfunction. You see the modern woman, lost soul. You see the beta male, lost souls, created. These are created caricatures, NPCs that walk the earth. And then you're going to look at dysfunction, and you're going to see, if she runs, bro, let her run. Let her wreck her life. She's going to run to dysfunction. Okay? Divine feminine, he doesn't appreciate you. Let him destroy his life like a lost boy. Dysfunction is attracted to dysfunction. Peace is attracted to peace. Write them down. Dysfunction is attracted to dysfunction. These are the magnetic pulls that are happening, and I'm here to give you the answers of what's happening in the world. These are the magnetic tugs. Dysfunction is attracted to dysfunction. Peace is attracted to peace. Period. The end. Move on with your life. Move on. Move on. You like that swaggery foundation? Did I hit the nail on the head? This is what I do here. Just click subscribe. I'm your one-stop shop for your consciousness shop. I got it all here. Just click subscribe. Click subscribe. If you're new, I discuss ascension, psychology, and quantum shifting. Don't go anywhere else. It's all happening all at once. And you have to see the correlation. You have to understand there are physical things happening in the body, ascension symptoms. There are psychological changes. Carl Jung, the process of individuation, quantum shifting, the correlation of the outer world. Your consciousness went to a different timeline, the Mandela effect, or NPCs glitching. You ever see someone shut down? Let me know in the comments. Again, it's just part of the world. Sometimes our ego gets frustrated because we think that reality is solid. It is not a solid reality. You know, and I saw it again yesterday. People got triggered by my Mandela effect video. Got new Mandela effects if you're just tuning in now. Don't forget to watch yesterday's lesson. And so, but this should empower you to say, oh, okay, this is, because people are going to say, if you see these glitches in reality, if you're experiencing these weird things, but when the collective across the world are talking about Mandela effects, it should give you comfort that you realize that this is a quantum reality. The simulation is coming to an end, Chris Mason 777. Everyone hit 777. The rewards are here. Yeah. It's the rewards. And so your reward that you get, it's not a physical reward, because, and there are physical rewards, but the physical rewards, you can't take them with you. There are people, and again, you know, like, I'm going to do a full video on this, and let me know if you want a full video on this. There are nasty people in this world, and they get very rich, and they're able to manifest because they have no conscious. There's no internal. See, if you're a good person, sometimes there's an oh, maybe I don't deserve this. Like, you have that inner talk, right? But that's why this universe, this is the rules of the games, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you have to be strong right now. You can't have that internal conflict. You have to see it, you have to know it, you have to go, and you have to be non-negotiable on it. And that's why a lot of these negative people, but it doesn't last forever. Because the only thing that you could take with you into the Akashic records is the spiritual growth that you had. You can't take the Lamborghini with you. You can't take all these things with you. But who you become, that's the only thing you could take with you. And Carl Jung said it's the greatest privilege of a lifetime to become who you truthfully are. I like to nail it hard, Fit Brit. I like to nail it real hard. And that's how you have to be right now. Not apologizing. Because when critical mass, when there are so many people listening to this podcast right now, when there are so many people standing in the truth right now, in science we're called a constructive interference wave, interfering with the reality. And the reason why it doesn't happen is because a lot of humans live in their ego. It's just, this is the way of the world. It's the way of the world. The Hermetic principle of rhythm, the pendulum is swinging, baby. Swing the hammer hard, swing the pendulum hard. Swing it hard, kid. Your ego keeps you protected. For the leaders, sometimes our ego says, I'm not going to say, and it's keeping you protected. No, you need to speak up. You need to stand in truth. You need to take your leadership role. Otherwise, it is the embodiment of. And when you plug in the embodiment of, when you have this lightness in your solar plexus, it is authenticity over approval. When you are waiting for approval of the crowd, if someone doesn't like it, tell them to get TF out of my way. That's how you have to be. Because this is the truth. And people get triggered by truth. It's a cognitive dissonance. Most people in society, especially in the fake spiritual communities that are out there, they latch on to something called a pendulum. This thought, that's not a soul. That's not a heart. That's not a heart thinking for herself or himself. That's not a heart thinking for, that's the lion heart that needs to awaken right now. This is the lion heart that has to awaken. Get the heck out of the way. Stay in the dust. Move over, kid. That's how you have to be right now. It's good, right? Okay. Stacy M, thank you so much for the super chat. Lately, I will be listening to something and starting to hear something different than what I was supposed to be hearing. Sorry, don't really know how to explain it, but it is like I am gaining the ability to hear what they do not want us to hear. So Dr. Bruce Lipton, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for that, Stacy. That's beautiful. You have to hear the energy behind the words. You're going to see these people out there. Ooh, I'm a spiritual guru, and they're full of shit. You got to know that, Stacy. You see what I'm teaching here? Click subscribe. So Stacy, that's your internal GPS navigational system. Dr. Bruce Lipton, language was designed to hide feelings. These people can't hide no more. It doesn't matter the numbers. It doesn't matter the this, the that, or the other thing. So, and those that watched my full video on the war for your soul, if you did not sell your soul during this process, the meek shall inherit the earth. Kathy writes, I see what you're explaining. I appreciate that, Kathy. You have to be you. You have to be you. No control. And sometimes in our own life, to go through shifts where you have no choice, to go through, listen, there are things I want for my next chapter. We all want them. And it has to get this painful. This energy, what we're going, this strange quantum chaos, it must happen because in quantum shifting, you have no reference point if you've never experienced it in your life. This is the information that people need on this channel. When you say to yourself, this energy is out of control, is it out of control? Get the fireworks going in the chat, get the starbursts, right? Why does it have to? Because the 5% has to be so powerful it overrides the 95%, because that beast machine that's running in the background, it's going to keep rolling, rolling, rolling. It has to be so strong that finally it stops. That finally it stops. Otherwise, it's going to loop again. Day after day, loop again, day after day, until you watch my video. The quantum shift is a decision. Ain't no special crystal. Ain't no special tarot card pull. The quantum shift is the decision. Book it. Book it. Everything else is a tool. Again, the weak beta male gets triggered by this stuff. I didn't say they're not good. I got the crystals. I'll have a friend pull all that stuff. But people put the power outside of them. Ooh. Ooh, I have to do it myself? Ooh, I don't like that. That's why you're not the leader of the new earth. That's why you're not a leader. Understand? Get triggered? Good. Some people get triggered. I got a big hammer. I know how to swing it. This is how you have to be now. This is the lion season. This is the return of the sun season. Know the energy that we're in right now. And remember that it's on you. Remember that it's on you. All I got to do is click record and be me. That's all. That's all. It has to be this way. And that's that frequency that you're seeing. It's the split. And I've seen it. Listen, we've all been disrespected before. And you'll see. There's a short video on the. Some people know this metaphor. No matter how many times the honeybee tells the fly that the nectar of the flower is so much sweeter, that fly is always gonna land on that pile of shit. And you're gonna see these people in society. The honeybee, you gotta get the honey. You're going to see that modern woman, that life is always going to implode. You're going to see that beta male, that life's going to always implode. And when you're the divine feminine, they're going to bother you. Some of you on my Facebook, and I support you. Hit me up on Facebook. You're a weak person if you bother women that are doing this in the comment section. Especially, you're not a man. You're not a man. Men don't do gossip. Speak to my brothers. We have no respect for you. This is about respect. Ain't got no respect for you. The problem is always you. I'm teaching this right now. It is the frequency of dysfunction. Michael DellaRocca gave you the answer. It is this is the one answer. What I do in the world, I see how can I wrap this up into a beautiful package for the world to understand. It is the frequency of dysfunction. And you'll watch them. You watch them all day long. And then you watch the peaceful people. And it can't interact anymore. If you have achieved peace, there is no way you can ever have that sick modern woman in your home ever again, bro. If you have achieved peace, divine feminine, you can never have that weak and worthless beta male in your home ever again. That weasel man, the nature is calling right now. The energy's going up. You see that? You see the power? He's the nature whisperer. You can feel it. Feel the vibrations. Feel the vibrations, right? Feel the vibrations. We were supposed to experience heaven on earth. And there are people that are out there. I teach to all people. You're just self-sabotaging. You could be a great guy or maybe a great gal. You know, you're just a little afraid. There were certain things on my journey earlier, right? And that's why I could teach people. You're going to have to push through it. We're a little afraid to do these things. Oh my God, never done this in my life. We have to understand self-sabotage for the people that are good people. I see these people as well. You're just self-sabotaging, girl. You self-sabotaged. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they are negative, the female covert narcissist, or you're a good person, the avoidant, you were hurt before. It is self-sabotage. You come to this channel, you learn from daddy. Because this is the answer. It doesn't change. If you pull off this man, never chase after, because if she's running, that life is wrecked. It is a frequency, the magnet. It is repelling. It is repelling something that is not peaceful. The real ones will, like a magnet, a magnetron. Does anyone have a magnetron in here? What was that, Ocean's 13? Does anyone have a magnetron? Those were interesting movies that got you to think. The Ocean's movies, they were interesting. So it's all a magnetron right now. So the magnets of the earth, you know, some people talked about the pole shift. The pole shift, listen, if the poles, like they're talking about the oceans and everything, destruction, if it goes, let it happen. But the pole shift is about what I'm talking about right now. The polarities are shifting, right? The magnetic poles, right? The repelling and the attracting. This is what's happening. And if the earth explodes, let the earth explode. People like me and you, right? I did a very powerful video years ago, right? Chosen ones aren't afraid to die. Because what's the point of living the fake life? Anyone that wants to comment, anyone that wants to hit the like button. Chosen ones aren't, but what's the point? What's the point of living a fake life? Because something in your soul, you understand that this is the game. This is a game. This was supposed to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. Also another powerful video I did. This was supposed to be fun. But year after year, I see miserable people self-sabotage their life because they're a slave to the matrix pendulum. Well, how can I do that? Well, I don't know. What can I do? Got to stay away from that talk, ladies and gentlemen. People talk like that, stay away from them. Avoid them like the plague. Stacy M., thank you for the super chat. Thankful to God every day that you, Michael, were placed on my path. Stay you. Be happy. Keep smiling. I appreciate that, Stacy. We all should be smiling and happy. We all should have love in our life. We all should have abundance in our life. But the abundance is the abundance of freedom. In life, it's about freedom. In life, do you want to be rich? Some people love my short. Do you want to be rich? I'll teach you how to be rich, yeah. Everything follows the nervous system. When you think about wealth and money, all these things, it is when you get to the energetic theme of it. I'm talking to the good people, right, that are listening in. You want to be rich, right? All this stuff. It is the energetic theme of having the nervous system feel safe. Look at all the sick taxes. Look at the gas prices. Look at the egg prices, all these things. I'm just giving you everyday life examples. And then you say to myself, oh my God, I'm running out of money. This is the feeling of being safe. Every person that listens to this, we all have to have abundance. Because it's not about greed. It's about the nervous system feeling safe. Write it down. Write it down. I appreciate those that support the channel. I'm here to support the people of the world. It is about the nervous system feeling safe. And then there's people these are all the things that you have to understand about the world. There are people that will run because you're triggering them and they don't feel safe because they want to stay small. You can't stay small. You got to stand up today, light warrior. It's too much on the line to throw it all away. Every second is another opportunity. Every moment is another opportunity. And until you break the loop, you were tricked by the matrix programming. There are people, some people see me, they get triggered. How you doing? Because they see me as a free and sovereign person. I never bowed down to a system. I never bowed down to a worthless modern woman. I have my freedom. I'm freed and people can't stand it. Smash into the like button. This is how you have to be, light warrior. I have my freedom to get up and go and be out in nature. And if someone wants to join in with me, listen. And you could be a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I'm a free spirit, and narcissists can't stand it. And narcissists can't stand it. Hulk smashed the like button for that one. I appreciate that. When you are a sovereign person, brother, they can't stand you. They get triggered. The ones that are down here, you can't be small. Your true identity, what is underneath, you will refuse from this moment. I'll be the activation for you. You will refuse to stay small because you don't let the narcissist feel, I don't feel comfortable. Get out of the way. The game is over. They got you in your, you're not so, you have to be. I don't have to do anything. Over the course of my life, I'm a great life coach. Click subscribe. I'm a great life coach. I'm going to drop some knowledge on you. I'm going to drop some knowledge because I was the best. Because I was on point. Because I was responsible. I was gaslit by people. Oh, why don't you drink alcohol? I just go to the club. I have fun with the music, right? The girls, right? Just simple stuff, the natural stuff in life. I didn't need alcohol. And I was gaslit for that. When you're this leveled people, the weak mind, because they don't want to do it. I was saving up being responsible for a home. They didn't want to do it. It's responsibility. And that's the sickness in the world. Some people don't want to they don't want to have responsibility. That's fine. And that's where the spiritual bypassing that's out there is occurring. Many people that are on this channel, they resonate with the ascension journey, the spiritual journey. But a lot of people don't want to take responsibility. That's why you'll see them lurk in the spiritual communities. Heck, some of them might have a ring light and put stuff on social media, and it's worthless crap. It's fake frequency. Now we're going to deal with the frequency of Archangel Michael. Dawn of a new era. You have to be like the water, Regina. So I appreciate the community. I appreciate everyone that listened. Something very strange is happening, but these are the archetypes. These are the energies. These are the embodiments. These are the embodiments of who we truthfully are. Not the mask, not because the TV told you, and not because narcissists on social media, ooh, they complain. It's finished. Get up. So I appreciate you all. And leave a comment down below if you feel any of these symptoms, strange occurrences. Hit me up on Facebook. Our Facebook grows exponentially every single day. And I appreciate that. I like to see what everyone posts. I spend time doing that, and we're all sharing and caring. Remember, you are the I am, you are the individual, but we also have a community as well. And what we need to do is live our life with balance and not get lost. Some people get lost in the sauce. They get lost in an identity. I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a label. I am Michael. You see, I don't have to fit in. All I had to do was be me. Well, and I built all this. We have a very special event coming up on this channel very soon. Click subscribe, be part of that special event. I can't wait. I can't wait. Every day you got to wake up, say, I can't wait. I can't wait to do my vocation, not work. I can't wait to see my girl. I can't wait. That's the energy. Now, oh my God, I got to hear this one again. Oh my God, I got to hear. No, I can't wait. I can't wait. Write it down. I can't wait. This is how, I can't wait. That's how it has to be. Misery loves company, and happiness is happiness. Know the frequencies, know the magnetic poles, the magnetic shift, the magnetic poles just shifted in the world. And this is how it really looks. I appreciate you all. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. Love you guys. Stay tuned. Bye for now.